Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, please consider subscribing to my channel. Join the fam. Give me a thumbs up if you like the end of this video. Your girl's trying to grow, so I really appreciate it if you would share my content. Today's video is going to be on this look that I created right here. Today I used the Bretman Rock eyeshadow palette in collaboration with WetNWild. This is what the palette looks like. It's really pretty, lots of vibrant colors. We've got some neutral tones, some shimmers, and we have some really bold pops of color. Unfortunately, when I went to my Ulta, this was literally the last palette. They had no more lip glosses, no more of the facial sprays, nothing. So all I could get was the eyeshadow palette, which is fine with me. You guys know I am a huge fan of not only eyeshadows, like eyeshadow palettes and lip glosses and lipsticks. Those are kind of my jam. They're my favorite products to review, my favorite products to use. They're just like, yes, like that's what it is for me. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, so I actually just threw together a bunch of colors on my eyes. Like, I don't even think they really go together, but once you place it with like a neutral face, like I think it can be like a festival look a little bit. And then I've been working on like my cat eye look, so I really like the way this came out. So the steps to get to this look are actually quite simple. So if you want to see how I got this, make sure that you stay tuned and keep watching. Okay, so to start this look off, I went ahead and prepped my face. I did my skincare, which I will have a little snippet right here. Make sure you follow me on Instagram if you want to see the whole thing. So I went ahead, did my skincare, and for primer, I used the WetNWild, the new primer. This is the Prime Focus Prime Serum. This is a hydrating primer. And then just so that I made sure that my pores are nice and, you know, covered over, I went ahead and I used the Maybelline Baby Skin. This is an instant pore eraser, you know, just simple, inexpensive pore filler. I also have on the lip balm by ColourPop Cosmetics. This is the Coco Loco lip balm, and it also comes with like a little lip scrub. Super cute. Okay, so let's get into the eyes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let my primer and my moisturizer and all that hydration sit on my skin so that it can seep in while I do my eyes. That's typically how I like to do my makeup. So the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using today is by WetNWild. This is in collaboration with Bretman Rock. I absolutely love him. And yeah, so super colorful. Y'all already know that is my jam. So let's get right into it. The colors to pop. Well, actually, this is actually a really pretty colorful eyeshadow palette. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm about to do. I'm literally just looking at it. I'm thinking blue and purple. What are you thinking? All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. I'm gonna start by priming my lids using the P. Louise base in Rumor Zero, just because the colors, like, oh my God. When doing my eye base, I like to make sure I get a nice thin layer of the base. I do prep my brow bone using whatever concealer I'm using for that day. Or, you know, I have my LA Girl Pro concealer that I use, and I'm just bringing this out. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm about to do. I kind of want to do like a blue and purple cut crease, but you know, your girl just doesn't know. There's so many colors in here that I want to use. I'm looking at the blue, greens, and the purples. Like, I don't know. We're just gonna go for it and hope for the best. I'm taking the shade Feline Myself. That's exactly what it's called, Feline Myself. You guys know I will have it up on the screen. So I'm going to start with that on the outside. This is a really pretty dark and intense purple. I'm absolutely loving the pigmentation of this. I haven't used WetNWild eyeshadows in a really long time, so these are definitely not disappointing. My God, like, look at that. Look at that color payoff. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Flaminghoe and blend out the top. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This is really hard. You want to make sure you go back and forth with those colors, and I'm using the edge of the brush. This is an M506 brush, and I'm scratching almost that Flaminghoe color into my crease area. I'm going to clean the lid using my micellar water and Q-tip. So now going back in with my P. Louise Base and Rumor Zero, I'm going to recut the crease. You kind of want this base to be very thin so that you can add your other colors. So I like to clean off this brush a couple of times before I go in with anything else. And now taking another flat like concealer like brush, this is actually a brush that I got out of the Smoky Urban Decay palette, so it's an eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to go in with my first shade, which is called Deeper, and I'm going to deepen out, well, I'm going to mix that so that it's close to the purple. And ooh, it's so pretty. Then on the other side of that brush, I was gonna go in with Big Peacock Energy, but I think I'm going to go in with Prowl, just so that everything is a little more cohesive. Yeah. I feel like if I try to do that green, it's just not gonna work. But right now, I have down my, my outline, right? So at this point, this is when you start your blending. So I'm blending that Prowl shade into the gold, and then I'm also taking that deeper shade, bringing that blue over. So that's that now. And now I'm taking my Sigma E25 brush. I'm going in with Feline myself, and I'm going to blend that blue into the purple. Very pretty, very colorful, if I do say so. So I do think I'm going to tightline with a black liner. And just to add a little pizzazz to this, I'm going to take my NYX glitter liner in the shade Quartzy, and I'm going to trace over my cut crease. But you know what I'm going to do? I do want to darken that area first. Y'all know I have been loving that look. So I'm going to take a little bit of Alpha, which is this really pretty black that has like gold reflexes in it, and I'm going to deepen the corner, the cut area, very, very lightly. So now that that's done, I'm going to go in with that glitter liner, and I'm going to just trace lightly over that line, just so it's like a little more of like a pop of glitter. I'm digging it. I think I like it. Okay, so for lashes today, I'm going in with my XOXO Artistry lashes in the style Alex, and I'm going to quickly do that off camera and my other eye. Okay, so other eye done, ready to go. I went ahead and did my concealer. This is actually my first time using this concealer. This is the e.l.f. 16 Camo Concealer. I got the shade Tan Neutral. Pretty good, not too bad. So I'm actually going to use that as my base underneath my eye. So right here, I'm just adding 3 dots. That's it. And then I'm taking my Juno Cloud Sponge, which is dirty because I just did this eye, and I'm going to blend that out. So now at this point, I'm going to do my lower lash line. I finally got a new ColourPop liner in Swerve. I love the packaging, how it's like all black now. The one that I had was so old. Hold up, let me see if I still have it. Like, I have my little thing right here. The one that I had was so old, it was still in the white packaging with the black top. But let me show you like how bad this is. It's just gonna take a second. So there's still product, right? Watch this. Oh wait, now, oh, there it goes. There it goes. The whole thing like came out. And this was like my favorite eyeliner, so I was trying to get like my money's worth, I guess. But I love the new packaging better, and of course, you know, the newer one, it's a little more smooth. So let's go ahead and apply that. All right, so we have our liner on. Now I'm going to take my Morphe M213 brush, which is this small, I guess this is like a smudger brush. It's a very detailed brush. And I'm going in with Feline myself. And I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go in with Flaminghoe and just blend that out just a little bit more. Now I'm going to briefly go through my face. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm on it because I do have somewhere to go. So let's go ahead and come out a little bit more. So like right there. And we're gonna go ahead and start on my face. Okay, so you guys know that I've already prepped my face and I've done my concealer. So for today, since I am using the Bretman Rock palette collaboration with WetNWild, I decided I'm going to go back in with the WetNWild Dewy foundation. This is the Photo Focus Dewy foundation and I am in the shade Caramel. I really like this foundation and I was surprised that I do because I usually go for more matte foundations, but this foundation is so nice. Oh my gosh. Like if you haven't tried it out, I highly suggest giving it a go because I mean. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on to cream contour. I'm using the WetNWild cream contour stick in Where's Walnut. Okay, with the Luxie angled brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. I tried the other way to apply this stuff, and I think I like, you know, just applying a light amount to the foundation I already have on. To set everything, I'm going in with my flower powder by the Beauty Bakery, and I'm in the shade Cassava. I'm going to set underneath my eyes and do my nose. For bronzer, to set my bronzer, I'm going in with the WetNWild. I'm going in with the WetNWild Coloricon bronzer in Wet Shady Beaches, and I'm going to use my favorite angle brush that I got from CVS a long time ago, and I have no idea what it's called, but it is my favorite, so y'all should check out them CVS brushes, I'm trying to tell you. For blush, I'm going to use one of my newer blushes from WetNWild. This is Pinch Me Pink. It's so new, I haven't even opened it yet. So there we go. That's what that's looking like. I'm going to take a dual fiber brush and get that on my cheeks. Just pop, you know, a light flush because my eyes are really busy. So for highlight, I'm going in with the WetNWild Mega Glow highlighter in Crown of My Canopy. This is also one of, you know, their highlighters. It's a very famous highlighter. When they first came out and everybody was after Precious Petals, this was the only one I could grab, and it actually works really well for my skin tone. So this is a darker one of the two that had come out in that collection. I believe they're all now available, like you can get any of the colors, but Crown of My Canopy actually has a very special place in my heart. So I'm going to do a small line over my nose, and I do think I'm going to do, you know, a little glow up here, even though I shouldn't because I totally need to do my brows. That's okay. We're all right. Contemplating on if I should use the WetNWild, WetNWild Photo Focus setting spray in the scent Rose, but that spritzer is aggressive. So I'm gonna go in with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Okay, so for my lips, I'm going to line using the Love Bug. Is it Love Bug or Love Bite? Yeah, Love Bug lip liner by Colourpop. And then for lipstick, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Skin My Dipping. Oh, Skin Knee Dipping. So I'm going to try to salvage it using BFF3. I'm going to take this NYX Butter Gloss in Madeleine, and that's going to be my gloss on top of this. So I feel like it just helps deepen it just a little. So now that that's done, I'll be right back. So let's talk about a couple of points that I wanted to speak on as far as this palette goes. Packaging. This is beautiful. I love the colorful packaging. It's very Hawaii. It's very Bretman Rock. If you follow him on Instagram, I think he lives in Hawaii, or he's from Hawaii, so this is definitely up his alley. These colors are very vibrant and pretty and pigmented, and they blend well together. This is actually like, I don't think I've ever done a Wet n Wild eyeshadow look on my channel like at all, because I don't really use their eyeshadows. No, I don't. So this is actually the first Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette that I've ever used on my channel, and actually I love Wet n Wild products. If you have used Wet n Wild before, you know that their products are very good, very affordable, but they're up there with a lot of my high-end products. The funny thing, I used to be like a huge Sephora head, right? Like huge. I used to love Sephora so much. I was in there every other day. Like, it was ridiculous. That's how I actually started working at Sephora. Like, I was going to Sephora so much that one of the color specialists was like,
hey, you should work here.
And I'm like,
all right, cool, let's do it.
That's not how I got started doing makeup. I was doing makeup way before, but that's actually how I started working at Sephora. Fun fact. But as of lately, the drugstore has been killing it, and I've been really enjoying Ulta. Like, I know Sephora is trying to do better as far as their point system goes, but it's still nothing compared to what Ulta does. So did I like this palette? 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Bretman Rock definitely gets a 10 out of 10 for me. This palette is very pretty, very versatile. It's putting me in my spring, summer vibes. I cannot wait for the warmer months, and this just, I should have done something with the red, but I don't know, that purple was just calling me. You will all see that I will definitely have more looks coming up with this palette. Okay guys, so that concludes this video. I really hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know down below if you plan on using the Bretman Rock palette, if you own it, or if you plan on getting it. So baby girl and I are about to head to the doctor. She's not feeling well, right Pooh?
Then we go in the doctor and toilet.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you're one of my newbies and you made it to the end. And until next time, beauties, mwah, stay blessed.